Los Angeles, California, the birthplace of dreams, the training ground for stars in the making. Week number 6 of the Simulation Football League rolls on as we enter the West Coast window of our Saturday coverage. And we have a classic showdown on tap tonight as the Vancouver Legion take on the Los Angeles Lycans. This is the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. My name is Josh Circle, bringing you play-by-play for this evening's action. Joining me in the booth, my best friend for the next 2 hours, Jack Brown. Jack, Vancouver has owned this series of late. The Legion have won 6 straight against the Lycans, dating all the way back to season 17. What does LA need to do to flip the script on their division rival tonight?
Well, obviously the big thing for LA has been the problem they've had for many a seasons. They got to keep the ball on their end in their hands. And they got to force Vancouver to cough the ball a few times themselves. Vancouver, just 1 turnover in the whole season so far, Josh. Best in the league. And they got to slow down that rushing attack. Robert Redford chasing history tonight. But if LA can win this game, he certainly will not be making history. It's just going to be a fun time. It's SFL Pacific Division action after dark.
After dark, just the way we like it. You mentioned Robert Redford sitting on 149 rushing touchdowns at the moment. Looking for just one more to hit that 150 rushing TD milestone. Both of these teams coming off losses in their previous week. The Lycans lost by 10 to Alamo City. Those 10 points, by the way, the same amount Alamo City got off turnovers. Vancouver coming off a loss as well, and they give the football to Los Angeles to start, and we are underway. And a nice nifty little spin move there to get prime field position for the Lycans offense.
Yes, sir, and also a milestone watch today. Sully Richardson, if he passes just 2 passing touchdowns tonight, he'll overtake Josh Miller and climb into the top 20 all-time for passing touchdown. And I'll say, Josh, he'll look good doing it.
Absolutely. Lycans, yellow tops, yellow helmets, blue pants. Here on first down. And that is Logan Jack, who gets less than nowhere. It'll be 2nd and 13. Vancouver wearing white from head to toe. And they lost last week as well. Called for defensive pass interference on the last play of regulation. And Arizona booted the game-winning field goal with no time on the clock. That's a tough way to lose. 2nd and 13 now for the Lycans. Richardson under center. 4 wideouts. And Jack by his lonesome in the backfield. No, it's Tommy Rahman, as Richardson throws to Jack, and that is caught, but a flag on the play. Going to be a face mask against Vancouver. An automatic moving of the chains for Los Angeles. They're off to a great start.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate play there for Vancouver. Arm was just a little bit too high. He had the tackle. Just couldn't quite complete it, and LA's moving the ball with the penalty.
Out to the 46-yard line now is Richardson. Twins to his right. A pair of running backs in the backfield for the 9-year veteran. Rich drop back, 5-man rush, and that will fall incomplete. And let's meet this Lycans offense. On the offensive line, Bob Dunham, Janae Nicole, Vladimir Dunham, and Kristen Swifty. The tight ends, Jack Flash and Jimmy Foster. The wide receiving corps, Terrence Greery, Derikas Iniguez, Elsie Pryor and Chris Lee. Tommy Rahman's the fullback, Logan Jack, in his 10th SFL season at the halfback, and Richardson, the wily 9-year veteran. Directing motion here on 2nd and 10. Offset eye for Los Angeles. They will throw again. Going to the left this time, and that is caught. That's Elsie Pryor heading down the sideline and making his way almost to the red zone. Los Angeles off to a flying start here at home tonight.
And what a beautiful throw and catch from Sully and Pryor. The high point of the football just outside of where the defender had it. Forced the defender to bite down due to overconfidence. And that's going to result in a massive gain. Los Angeles, they're wearing a different color top tonight. They got a whole different offense from what we usually see from them.
And we didn't even mention the gradient socks. My goodness, those are terrific.
Don't think I've ever seen gradient socks before.
Lycans in the red zone here on their initial series with the football. Richardson rolling out to his right and uncorking one, and that will fall in and out of the hands of Terrence Weary. Emmanuel Blackman on the coverage, 2nd and 10.
Good job there from Emmanuel Blackman, because if he hadn't gone aggressive there, that would have been an easy first down. And from there, it would have just been simple punch-in for Logan Jack.
Twins to Richardson's left. Staying in that two-back set. They will throw again. Richardson under pressure, scrambling, throwing to the end zone. That is incomplete. 3rd and 10. LZ Pryor, the intended target.
Wow, that one was a little bit of a dicier one there. I've seen earlier this season that get flagged, but good play there from the defense. Got right up to the line, but didn't cross it.
Now empty backfield. 5 wide receivers on the field for Sully Richardson and the Lycans. They need to get to the 10. Richardson under pressure again, throwing it to the end zone, and that is in and out of the hands of Weary, and that will bring out the field goal unit.
Just a little bit too high. I think Sully was trying to force it to the end zone when he really didn't need to. And Weary just wasn't quite ready for it. Vancouver lucky to escape with only conceding 3 points.
You got to catch that ball. You're 2 steps away from the back of the end zone. If you're not waiting for that, what on earth are you waiting for? DR Sim doing stats for us tonight, and in the chat, that was a perfect pass. You're not kidding. Sid O'Lindy on the field for a 37-yard field goal attempt. And as he usually does, Sid O'Lindy takes care of business, and the Lycans are up 3-0.
About as simple as they come on the field goal unit. Not having to think too much about it. And Los Angeles, gotta say, that was a very good drive for them to open the game.
Very inspired drive out of the gate for Richardson and company. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, first of all, welcome. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sideline and start your player today by joining our Discord server at simulationfl.net. Click the Join the Community button and begin your career. It's never too late to get started. And now Vancouver will get started on offense, getting out to the 23-yard line. And this will be our first look at Christian Brown under center with the Legion offense.
Yeah, Christian Brown's been having a solid campaign so far. Keeping the ball with Vancouver.
Brown under center to start the series. Lee and Redford both in the backfield. And Brown will throw on first down. Under pressure, 5-man rush. Finally unloads one, and that is caught. And getting free is Chris Curtis, the 13-year wide receiver. We got a flag on the play. That's going to be pass interference on Los Angeles.
And you know a receiver's good, Josh, when the rules are literally being violated to cover him and he's still making a play.
Outstanding catch and run by Chris Curtis to get the offense out to the 45-yard line for a fresh set of downs. Here comes a big blitz by LA, and it's caught again, but this time by Abad Ruiz II. And Ruiz has another first down for Vancouver.
You gotta love the tight end seam right up the middle, right when the defense isn't really expecting you to go there. Pretty much wide open, only had one defender, but he was behind the ball. Beautiful play.
Brown moseying under center one more time, staying in that I set. Twins to his left. Standard look defensively for Los Angeles, and here is the first carry of the game for Logan Lee. Lee out to the left sideline, has the first down and more. Thought he stepped out, but no. And he's going to be in the red zone. Let's meet this Vancouver Legion offense. On the offensive line, Mike Coverson, Perrin Ibarra, Michael Percoco, and Mike Newtonis. The tight ends, Abad Ruiz II and Stephen McMichaels. The wide receiving core, get ready for all these names. Chris Sunseri, Brett Killian, Timothy Mossam King, Zorro Lunar, and Chris Curtis. The halfbacks, Logan Lee and Robert Redford. And under center in his 6th SFL season, Christian Brown in the red zone here on their initial drive tonight. Just over 6.5 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter. Handoff. Up the middle, Logan Lee again is going to be stopped. They're going to say no gain. Stop that time by like it's defense, 2nd and 10. A lot of offense tonight, Jack, out of the out of the gate.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's West Coast football. This is the sort of entertainment I'm expecting to see out of these two teams.
Pro set for Vancouver this time. And Brown will throw on 2nd down. The back stand to block. Brett Killian now has his first catch of the game. And BK12 will make it 1st and goal.
Solid throw to the outside there, too, BK. Had himself wide open, but I mean, for a receiver of his caliber, you just expect it, you know?
His 13th season in the Simulation Football League. 2nd all-time in receiving yards and touchdowns, only to the man in the stats truck right now, DR Sim. Pitch to Lee. Lee is in! Touchdown, Vancouver. Logan Lee.
And Lee, the young rookie, partnered with one of the all-time greats, showing that he, too, can also have a legendary career for himself. You know, Lee has been the guy who, he was in the minor leagues for so long, now that he's getting that call up, he's been really making the most of it in this Vancouver offense.
A 6-play, 77-yard drive, culminating in the short yardage run from Logan Lee. Chance to win, adds the extra point. And it's a 7-3 ball game. For all the league highlights, photo galleries, major and minor league stats and leaderboards, community content, and so much more, check out the league's website at simulationfl.net. Presented by Football Shift. Stay up to date and explore our past, present, and future at simulationfl.net. The Lycans, after just one offensive series, find themselves behind 7-3. And they're going to run this out. And that's Iniguez taking it out to the 23-yard line. Jack, we had a chance to see both offenses so far. Anything sticking out for you?
Realistically, I mean, this is kind of the offenses that we have come to expect and come to see from these two ball clubs. The big thing, though, is that, you know, LA just seemed a little bit sloppier, a little bit less coordinated on some of their play calls. If they can clean it up, they'll be right up there with Vancouver.
Sully Richardson and the Lycans answering with a two-back set of their own. Logan Jack and Tommy Rahman, both in the backfield for Los Angeles. Richardson will throw on 1st down. That is picked off! And running all the way back toward the end zone, it's Will Stern down at the 5-yard line for the first turnover of the game.
You know, that wasn't necessarily a bad play call or the wrong throw. It was just a horrible angle from Sully Richardson. Threw it a little bit too shallow. And the defensive back was right there, and he read it like a book. Read it like a picture book, even.
Read it like a pamphlet.
Yeah. Like a brochure at a tourist center.
About as short as a field as you could start with. Vancouver inside the Lycans 5-yard line. Lee on the pitch. To the 2. To the 1. Touchdown. Logan Lee scores twice in as many offensive plays for Vancouver.
Yeah, and I got to say also for Logan Lee, that was a good run to the outside. He knew where he needed to go on the pitch. He saw where the defender was coming from. And then once the defender committed, he ran right into the end zone. Wouldn't be shocked, though, if he runs over the sideline, gives that ball to Will Stern for his efforts on setting up that touchdown.
And then Sawyer Stern with the great ceiling block, the fullback, that helps spring Lee out to the outside for that 5-yard touchdown run to win with another extra point. And just like that, it's 14-3 Vancouver. And Los Angeles had a pick in the first half of their game against Alamo City. And it was a pick that Alamo City, very similar to this, turned right into points. In fact, the Artillery had 10 points off of turnovers, and the Lycans would lose that game by 10. And now the Lycans will go back on the offense. And this time out to the 29.
Josh, you know a game's going to be wild when we're not even 5 minutes in. We're not even halfway through the first quarter, and we already got 17 points up on the board. These two offenses so far have been just playing lights out.
Lights out and with reckless abandon as well.
With a little help from the defense, too. Let's not forget.
Not at all. West Coast football, just the way we like it. Another two-back set in the eye this time for LA. Twins to Richardson's right. And he will throw on first down. This time complete. One of my favorite receivers in the entire SFL, Chris Lee. Welcome to the stat sheet, Mr. Lee. That's your first catch of the night.
And that was a bit of a risky throw. It almost looked like it was going to be back-to-back picks for Richardson. But he threads the needle just to the outside, and Lee with, that nasty cut on the route. Beautiful pass play from the two team. I mean, from quarterback and receiver, geez.
And that was Will Stern that had his hand up. Surprised Richardson threw back in his direction after that interception from just a play ago.
That's a sort of high level of confidence that you need as a quarterback. Short memory. Doesn't matter what number's over there. You just got to throw it.
Twins to the left this time. Richardson throwing again. Has all the time in the world and finally uncorks one, and that is deflected off the hands of Emmanuel Blackman. We've called his name a couple times tonight already. Second down.
Yeah, it seemed to be they almost had it right there. Right where the receiver was. Unfortunately, the defensive back was right there with him.
Richardson looking for that kill shot to get his team back into this game. Already trailing by 10. Just barely halfway out of the first quarter. Handoff this time. Jack burrowing down the right side. He'll get a few. LA going to the run on 2nd and long, and it'll be 3rd and 8. If I'm not mistaken, Jack, our first third down of the game.
Yeah. And that was a little bit of an attempt at a power run, it seems. Running right alongside the lineman. Didn't quite work out that time, however.
Bunch set. 4-man rush. Richardson out of the pocket. Looking downfield again. He's going to tuck it and run. Out to midfield. He's going to be short of the marker. But once again, the cojones of Sully Richardson on full display as he puts his body on the line, albeit in vain, to get the 4th down. To get to 4th down. And are they going to go for it? No, they will punt here.
Shame, because this really is the perfect sort of spot where you want to go for it.
I would say that's a borderline call, absolutely. And Killian hit as he fields it. Nice little greeting there. His division rivals, Devontae Moore, the rookie. Giving a little Bob's your uncle to Canadian Brett Killian, Canada native. Christian Brown starting inside his own 20 this time at the 17. Killian in motion. Play clock down to 5. They finally snap it. Brown sprinting out on first down, throwing downfield. That is caught. And it's Stephen McMichaels making his first catch of the night. Yeah,
it just seems like Vancouver's getting everyone involved on offense. And that's also a wonderful thing about the rollout plays in this new meta. It's just that you open up the window, the quarterback runs with the receiver, and once that receiver's open, you just launch.
Brown 4 for 4 on the night. The completion to 4 different receivers. 3 minutes here in the first quarter. Brown again throwing. And that will be a completion to Curtis, his second of the night. And Killian says, hey, how come you have twice as many catches as I do? 2nd and 7. Christian Brown on no hurry at all. You think he'd be milking the clock here in a sort of a second half scenario. 4-man rush, throwing over the middle. That is a bullet into the grasp of Rochelle Colston, but she can't quite bring it in. One of the best free safeties in the Simulation Football League, and that'll be 3rd and 7.
Just a little bit too much mustard on that one. Overthrew the target and nearly resulted in a turnover, but they get another chance.
No empty set for Vancouver this time. 5 wide receivers. Killian in motion to make a quads on Brown's left. 4-man rush. Brown with time. Throwing across his body, and that is caught again. Chris Curtis getting a lot of volume. His second catch of the drive, and that's good for a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, it was just a solid route run, and they loaded up that side with receivers. Someone was bound to be open, and it was Chris Curtis.
I've been corrected in the chat. That is McMichael's second catch. I defer to Andy Hamilton on all matters Vancouver. 1st and 10, Killian in motion again. Nickel look for LA. The outlet pass to Lee, and Lee is going to get stopped just past the line of scrimmage by Tazzy Blackwell. And while we're at it, why don't we introduce this Lycans defense? On the front, Brogan Spearall, Ace Blackwell, Selwyn Lane, and Gary Marks. The linebacking core, Tazzy Blackwell, Garrett Hudson, and Greg Ward. And in the secondary, Mike Scott, Jack Hacksaw, TD Jack, Rochelle Colston, Devontae Moore, Ryan Proster, and Ryan Yosef. Brown rolling out again, throwing over the middle, a one-handed catch by Brett Killian. A magnificent grab for another Vancouver first down.
And now it just kind of seems that Vancouver's showing off a little bit their offensive prowess. Just the one-handed grab. Didn't even need to go that far out to do it. Did it anyway because he just kind of felt like it.
Certainly does not hurt being 6'5" in this league. Brett Killian probably one of the only people whose in-game avatar is shorter than he is in real life. Lee up the middle again. And that will keep the Legion on schedule. Excuse me, that's Robert Redford. And it's the first rush we have on record for Redford for this game, 2nd and 6.
Yeah, I was going to say real quick, it's like Brett Killian and Sam Blotton are the only 2 people in the league where their in-game character is shorter than they are in the real world.
I think there should be a rule where you should be allowed to be at least as tall as you yourself are. As Lee is dropped for no gain at best. It'll be 3rd and 5. Less than a minute here in the first quarter remaining.
I would quite agree with that rule. It would definitely be a benefit to my defense if I could allow Sam to be as tall as he is IRL.
In the chat from DJ the Myth, if only he was 6'9". If only. Brown under pressure, and down he goes! Lycans come up huge on the defensive front. That is Brogan Spearall bringing him down.
And finally, the Los Angeles defense gets the big play they needed. Just got to the outside and then engaged the chase down in Vancouver. Gonna have to settle for 3 if they decide to snap this before the end of the quarter.
And they do not appear to be in any hurry to do so, and that will be the end of the first quarter. West Coast football, SFL style. Stick around. We're just getting started. You're watching the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music on YouTube. Los Angeles, California. Josh Zirkle, Jack Brown here in the booth. DR Sim, Damon Simeon and Eddie Gage. The living legends in the truck doing stats for us tonight. Thank you, gentlemen. Cameron Irvine producing. Chance to win, kicking. Give his team a 14-point lead and does so. The mighty leg of Chance to win coming through again. And it's 17-3.
Very good start from Vancouver this first quarter and 3 seconds. LA now down by 2 whole scores. They're going to need to really dig in deep on this drive.
In front of Damon Simeon in the truck. 10-play, 54-yard drive. Culminating in that field goal. And Iguez will take a knee in the end zone. And now the Lycans will start at the 20-yard line. Richardson looking for his first touchdown pass of the night. We'll hand off here to Logan Jack, and Logan Jack leaping and leaping again. Down the left side on his way to a 9-yard carry. And now this is a fun distance, Jack, 2nd and 1.
Yeah. And Logan Jack, getting back into the offense. You know, if he only gets about 58 yards rushing today, he'll cross the 10,000 yards mark. So he, too, playing for a bit of history tonight.
A pair of Logans battling it out. The game within the game, if you will. Early here in the second quarter, handing off again. And Jack is dragged down behind the line of scrimmage. It's a big stop for the Vancouver defense. And we go from 2nd and 1 to 3rd and 2. You see the numbers there on Jack. And that's with 4 rushes. Oh, there we go. 7 yards. And again, shot down behind the back. In the backfield. This is not a Western. And that is a brutal 3 and out for Los Angeles.
Yeah, and it started so promisingly, too. But unfortunately, it just seems that they can't get the running game going to save their lives.
That they cannot. Punt is away. Waiting for it is Killian, and Killian will get out to the 41. A nice starting field position for Vancouver as the Legion offense takes the field again. Liking the game so far, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. No one else gives you that much more football. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action. And help the channel grow through your support. Twins to Christian Brown's left. And he will pitch it to Lee. And Lee will be dragged down behind the line of scrimmage. This time it's Los Angeles delivering the TFL in the form of Garrett Hudson.
Yeah, the Logans are losing a lot of yards, it seems, so far. Or at least during these past couple drives.
Logan's unlucky so far. 2nd and 10. Brown will uncork one to the right side, and that is caught. Chris Curtis taking a shot for just for the sport of it all.
Yeah.
And that's another first down.
And I'm going to preempt this before Andy says in the chat. I guess cream them, as they say in Vancouver, whenever Chris Curtis makes a big play like that.
Chris Curtis probably right at home in these all-white uniforms to boot.
Oh, yeah.
Brown, here comes the blitz. They dish it off to Lee, and Lee is going to get back to the original line of scrimmage. Tazzy Blackwell bringing down Lee, 2nd and 10.
That seems to be one of the central points of friction in this game.
LA bringing a lot of pressure to get to Brown. Brogan Spearall, the only sack so far for the Lycans. And they bring 5 again, and this time they get rid of it, and it's McMichaels this time coming up with a catch and delivering a first down for the Legion, the 7th-year tight end.
They just seem to want to get everyone involved, you know? They don't want to leave anyone out.
The inclusive nature of Western Canada on full display here in Southern California tonight. Twins to Brown's right, but Killian will go in motion. Stern in the backfield along with Lee. And there's the pitch to Lee, out to the right side. Breaking tackles, 3 tackles this time, gets the first down. And on his way to breaking a 4th before finally being escorted out of bounds by Garrett Hudson.
Yeah, I mean, you know, breaking a tackle has not been too uncommon this season here, Josh. But I mean, Logan, jeez Louise. Shedding guys left, right, and center.
Just a blatant disregard for humanity. You love to see it. Comfortably in the red zone now. Vancouver looking to add to their 14-point lead. Just under 6.5 of the first half. 5-man rush again. Lee gets it. Garrett Hudson can't bring him down. Inside the 5. Touchdown. Logan Lee. 3rd touchdown of the half. And Vancouver is set to run away with this.
And just weaving through traffic. The awareness of Logan Lee. Knowing exactly where the holes were. And how to get people off him. Like, just watch this. Receives it. Sheds the defender. He's still got 2 more to go through. What's he going to do? Just run around him. No contact needed. And it's going to be 6 more on the board.
Remarkable shiftiness from the rookie. His 3rd touchdown of the night. His 1st through the air. 13-yard reception. Coming off a 6-play, 59-yard drive. The extra point is good. And Blanco's like, how do you like that? It's 24-3.
Them in the chat calling him Swiftly.
That works.
And, you know, yes, this is a solid nickname. Wonder if Swift Lee is a Swiftie. We'll have to figure it out. We'll have to ask him.
We would also accept efficiently.
Yeah, that's also a good one. There's a lot of adverbs that you can use here.
3 touchdowns on 10 touches. And as we said, we're not even out of the first half. As Iniguez is going to bring this out to the 31. Very nice return by the rookie. And as Vancouver decides where they're going to go get chicken wings after the game, Sully Richardson looking for answers.
Still a little bit of time left before they go out to get their wings. Well, maybe burgers. I mean, there's a lot of good burger places in LA. That's beside the point, though. Yeah, it seems to be that for Los Angeles, they kind of need to figure out something quick. The game isn't fully out of reach. We've seen comebacks from around this range before.
And we saw him in the last drive fighting the tendency to be one-dimensional. Going back to Logan Jack. Let's see if they do that here. The 4-wide set. The play action this time. And Richardson's going to tuck it and go, putting his head down. And once again, a nice gain on first down. But can they convert here on 2nd and 3?
Honestly, I think that's the most effective run play we've seen from Los Angeles so far. Or at least in a little while.
And now a run-heavy look here. Rahman and then Jack. And Jack will find a block and get out to the 43-yard line. And that will be, if I'm not mistaken, the first down of the second quarter for the Lycans. Back set once again. Rahman in motion this time. Going heavy on the right side. 5-man rush for Vancouver. Richardson in trouble. Gets rid of it. And there's a one-handed catch right back at you. LZ Pryor, hello. Good evening.
Welcome back to the game there, Elsie Pryor. Great play to move LA back across the field. I think this is their first time back over the midfield stripe in... Gosh, I don't remember the last time I saw him across the midfield stripe.
Not a moment too soon with less than 5 minutes in the half. Richardson under center. Jack Flash, the tight end to the left side. Twins to Richardson's right. They hand off to Jack. Jack has some space on the right side. We'll make it 4 to gain with 2nd and 6. Clock continues to run. Jack Brown.
Yeah, it seems to be a little bit not enough urgency. That's a bit concerning, to say the least.
Jack again, this time on the left side. And is brought down by Blackman. We'd love to see the corners playing aggressively in run coverage. And now a big 3rd down coming up for Los Angeles.
Yeah, they gotta be dialing up the perfect play. Because if they don't get this, it might be a little bit too late at some point soon.
Richardson, 4-man rush over the middle. That is caught! Jimmy Foster! From the depths of the tight end depth chart, making his first catch of the game, and not a moment too soon.
And just the level of how casual that one-handed grab was. Just right into the breadbasket. He was like, yeah, I'll take it. Hold on. Walks onto field, casually makes one-handed grab, refuses to elaborate.
The polish and presence of a seasoned veteran for the 51st pick in the most recent draft. And Richardson's going to throw that away with 3:31 remaining. It'll be 2nd and 10. Gain of 19 on that catch from Jimmy Foster, who, as you said, just very chill. Making a one-handed catch before being detonated by 3 Legion defenders. Back in a 2-back set. Richardson looking for the end zone here. Hands off to Jack. Jack is inside the 10. And then pushed back outside. And 3rd and 4. And Jack a little uneasy as he gets up.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that was his first run in a couple of plays, so wasn't quite ready for it. Especially not to get lit up like that.
And you see the Lycans receivers enjoying a bit of a cushion for the Vancouver DBs. Pryor in motion now. Well, and again, a huge 3rd down for Los Angeles. Richardson's going to roll out. Under pressure, throw it toward the end zone. That is caught. And that is Chris Lee. It's going to make it 1st and goal.
1st and goal and about the distance. And about the distance from me to... Oh! Looks like it's a little bit too close.
Or maybe not close enough. That's Los Angeles challenging.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a retroactive look at the play presented by Retroid. Get your SFL console at goretroid.com. Jack Brown, what do you see?
Well, it's clear he got the 1st down. I can't see anything that would make that into a touchdown. At least not if you ask me.
And our noble referee agrees with you. The play will stand on the field as called. And the Lycans not enjoying that at all. And they'll be charged with the timeout. Not that they would have much use for it here with 2:40 left in the half.
They are quite displeased, and I'm not sure why. Like, he was very clearly outside of the end zone. I get that, you know, you're kind of in a bad situation here, but no. I wouldn't have done that. Wouldn't have called that.
You see the spot of the ball, less than a yard to go. And Logan Jack jumping over the pile, and he is in. Lycans had their first touchdown of the night.
Just launching over the pile of bodies. Logan Jack brings it now back to a 2-score game after what felt like the first good drive from Los Angeles since their opener. Took them a while, but the offense finally came back.
Absolutely. Now, Sido Lindy will look to make this a 14-point difference once again. Ten-play, 70-yard drive.
Some would say that was a very nice drive, Josh. Wouldn't you agree?
I would say that was a nice drive. Of course, we had 70 yards, but somebody else might have been measuring that slightly differently. And that's okay. After all, we have the imperial units of Los Angeles and the metric units of Vancouver. And we might have a big return here. Run it down the right side. Somebody tackle him to the 20, to the 10, all the way to the end zone. Vancouver. Just when the Lycans thought they were back in this thing. Special teams.
Yeah, Imperial or metric, 6 points is still 6 points. What a stiff arm to break free. It's Timothy Mossum King, possibly the greatest name in league history. You know, he is Timothy on this play, ran it to the outside, got 6 on the board.
Timothy Mossum King, the rookie, the 107th pick in the most recent rookie draft, going coast to coast to put the margin back at 20. A chance to win makes it 21. And it's 31-10, and we're not even to the 2-minute warning.
Yes, sir. He went about the distance of a West Coast college football team after realignment to make that score happen. But Vancouver reestablishes the lead.
And I think Mossum King was about 2 yards in the end zone when he caught that.
Yeah.
So that would have made that a 102-yard return. Let's go to SFL HQ with a game update and Cameron Irvine.
Thank you, Josh. Cadillac-style night in Louisiana, and Leonard Butler Sr. wouldn't have it any other way. A run from Chris Grant Jr. for the touchdown. It's a close one in Houma. 10-10 in the second. Back to you in L.A.
Thank you, Cam. Glad they're having a good time in Houma. We're enjoying ourselves here in sunny Southern California. Sully Richardson. That is deflected, and that finally hits the ground, intended for Lee. And look who it is once again. The indefatigable Will Stern, 2nd and 10.
Yeah. He's been doing a whole lot.
He's very versatile. Already has an interception tonight. And looking for more. Richardson trying to add to his team's offensive total before going to locker room. And Chris Lee is going to help him do that in midfield. They're not going to catch him. Oh, they might catch him. Mark Lopez might catch him. No, he won't. Touchdown, nope. Los Angeles. Chris Lee.
Just look at that playmaking. And look at that scything through the defense. There's no one left. Seems to be there was a bit of a extra bit of blocking back there, though. What a play, and this game.
Do we have offense, or do we have offense tonight?
I think we have offense.
80 yards in the blink of an eye. Sully Richardson to Chris Lee.
The extra point is good.
2 plays, 79 yards. 31-17. We got football for you tonight in droves. And once again, still shy of the 2-minute warning. 2:07 to play here in the first half. Running this out is Mossam King once again. And getting out to the 30, the rookie. Remarkable effort. And what do you think we're going to see from Vancouver? Are they going to try for more points or maybe just run this out? You still have the 2-minute warning to contend with. That's a free timeout for LA, who only has 2 left.
I say, knowing Vancouver, they're going to try and add some more points.
And that is what they do. 2-back set, Twins to Christian Brown's right. You see the numbers there for Brown. He has been spectacular so far, especially facing that much pressure. Logan Lee out to the left. Looking to gain of 5 yards, and that will be your 2-minute warning. Vancouver looking for their 3rd win of the season. Like it's trying to write their own Hollywood ending. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Josh Circle, Jack Brown in the booth with you in Southern California. Eddie Gage, Damon Simeon on stats. Cameron Irvine producing. Logan Lee scampering out to the 38-yard line this time. Logan Lee, by our count, has 12 touches in the first half. And may get another one here. Big 3rd down coming up, going heavy set. Are the Legion. There's a handoff to Lee once again. Stiff arming to the 1st down. Out to midfield. Trying to turn upfield. Makes Rochelle Colston mix to the 30, the 20, the 10. Logan Lee, 4th touchdown of the half. And Vancouver strikes again.
One of the greatest finessing moves I think I've ever seen. He didn't even need to spin. He didn't juke. He just kept his feet planted and made Rochelle look silly. Look at that. Oh, ooh. Stepped inside, ran it in for 6. What a play by Logan Lee. No longer losing yards.
Not at all. Gaining plenty. Over 150 yards from scrimmage. 102 of those on the ground. And chance to win will make this a 38-17 game with 1:19 remaining in the half. Another 70-yard drive. And we just have points on points on points. You would believe how many points we could fit into this baby. And out of the 5 games Los Angeles has played, they have given up 35 or more 4 times out of the 5. That from Cameron Irvine. And LA is going to get one more bite at the apple at least here. Starting from their 20-yard line with 1:18 remaining. They still have 2 timeouts. The lead is 21 for Vancouver. They've won the last 6 games of this series, looking to make it 7. Dating all the way back to season 17. Richardson pitching to Jack, and they may just try to run the clock out here. Down at the 25, it'll be 2nd and 5. Jack slow to get up.
Yeah, that's smart. Just try and run out the clock. Just try and take this to the half after a defensive bloodletting by the Lycans.
Vancouver had an interception and a kick return touchdown, and that pass by Sully Richardson knocked away. Vancouver just making all the plays tonight. Cabrian Womack with the knockdown, 3rd and 5. Three wide receivers set for Richardson. Jack Flash in motion. Play clock down to 8. Richardson throwing. That is caught. LZ Pryor with the catch, and LA will call timeout. Logan Jack in motion this time. Four-man rush. Nice little cut block there by Jack Richardson with all the time in the world. Will finally throw it to Jack. There's a flag. It looks like the defender was there just a little bit too early. I think that was Emmanuel Blackman.
Yeah.
What do you think of that call, Jack?
Yeah, it makes sense. Just tackle the guy before he can really make a play on the ball. That makes
Jack's
sense.
already down, and looked like the ball was out before Blackman got there. I think on its face it was a good call, but I don't think there was any realistic chance that Jack was going to catch that pass.
Yeah.
37 seconds remaining in the first half. Los Angeles down 21. Richardson will throw again. Out to the right side this time, intended for Lee, and that is going to fall incomplete. DJ Woods, the rookie linebacker, with some nice coverage out in the hook zone. 2nd and 10. Line on Richardson so far, 7 for 17 for 185 yards. Does have the touchdown and did have the interception in the first quarter. Into the hands of Will Stern. Richardson rolling out here. Will throw again. Lee makes the catch. It'll be 3rd and 3, and the Lycans will use their last timeout.
Surprised they bled all their timeouts on this end of the field. Not really going as aggressive as you'd expect.
And Richardson having time to throw. I mean, he is getting some pressure, but has not been knocked down in any serious threat anyway. Vancouver blitzing there and finding Pryor. Pryor makes the catch, and now they've got to hurry up, Jack. And they will spike it with 16 seconds remaining. Richardson and Rahman having a brief conference.
Briefly commiserating.
Chris Lee already over the 100-yard mark. LZ Pryor very close. Each of those receivers with 4 catches here in the first half. Richardson throwing to the right. There's Jack Flash. That's his first catch of the night. Just stopped just short of the 30. Cannot get out of bounds. And it doesn't look like they're going to try and hurry this up. Field goal attempt coming. They're not going to get this off. And that's going to be the end of a disappointing first half for the Lycans. Vancouver, on the other hand, enjoying their stay in sunny Southern California. They lead 38-17. Jack Brown, your thoughts on the first half?
Well, if you liked offense, I think this game had a little bit of offense. Not too much, just a moderate amount.
Not too much.
What a play! What a series of plays there from Vancouver, especially Logan Lee. If Logan Lee does not win player of the half, 4 touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken, from Logan Lee through just 20 minutes of play. Nearly half his touches have gone for 6. Just what a show of force from Vancouver.
3 touchdowns on the ground, 1 through the air. Logan Lee has made this game his own. And there he is, the man of the hour. You can only wonder what he's going to do in the second half. Does he have another 4 touchdowns up his sleeve? Time will tell. Vancouver, with help of an interception and a kick return touchdown from Himothy Awesome King. My goodness, I hope I'm saying that right. Himothy Mossam King. The Vancouver Legion find themselves ahead of their division rival once again, 38-17. And that same Legion will start the second half with the football. as O'Lindy kicks off to begin quarter number 3. Loss kick from his own goal line. We'll get out to, let's call it the 27-yard line. And if you're Vancouver, Jack, do you keep your foot on the gas? Maybe try and work in somebody else at this point.
I don't see why you don't try and keep your foot on the gas, just to see how far you can push it. You know, you want to get these guys reps. And even if they want to slow down, a lot of their backups, they're still right up with their starters. You know, the drop-off from Christian Brown to Austin Blanco isn't that big. Same thing goes from Logan Lee to Robert Redford, which I can't believe I'm saying the drop-off to Robert Redford.
Lee. Maybe back, maybe a yard. Vancouver in this series has scored 38 points or more 4 times, including in their most recent tilt in season 20 when Vancouver beat LA 43-10. And this looks like it may be as lopsided as that, if not more. Logan Lee up the middle, out to the 40, approaching midfield, and then finally dragged down by number 32, Jack Hacksaw. Logan Lee is just on fire.
Yeah, and look at the hole of the offensive line created. And Logan Lee just running right through it. You know, for all the work that he's done, he's also had it a lot easier than I think a lot of people would give him credit for. I think that's Redford now in the backfield.
Robert Redford checking in at tailback for the first time tonight. Sawyer Stern at fullback as well. And Stern will motion to the right side this time. And Redford gets the pitch. Second and 9. Let's go to an SFL headquarters for a game update with Cameron Irvine.
Thank you, Josh. It may not be 104 yards, but it's 97. Liam Hammer with a couple of broken tackles, and he's gone for the score. Louisiana extending their lead 13-24 just before the end of the half. Back to LA.
Thank you, Cam. Robert Redford, 1 and done. Logan Lee back in to make it 3rd and 5. And the offense slowing down just a tinge here. At the beginning of the third quarter, you see the numbers there on Lee. Not too shabby. Big third down here for the Legion. Brown under center. Has time. Rolling out of the pocket. Finally throws, and that is caught! Brett Killian gets his team into field goal range with his 3rd catch of the night.
I mean, just look at how that offensive line created all that room, all that space, and allowed them to launch it. And now they're within field goal range already. Vancouver looking to add even more points.
Lee will stay in the game and will get the ball here. Going around the right side, but nowhere to go. That's Greg Ward bringing Lee down. Make it 2nd and 10. Lycan's defense trying to hold firm with the Legion on the cusp of field goal range, if not in it. Trips to Brown's left. 5-man rush for LA. That is caught again. Stephen McMichaels gets his team into the red zone. McMichael's a busy man tonight. That is his 4th catch of the night.
Doesn't matter whether it's on the ground or in the air. It seems like Vancouver is just going to be dominant on offense. And LA can't seem to figure out how to slow them down.
And that man, a big reason why. 1 incompletion on the night for Christian Brown. Killian will go in motion. Jack Hacksaw in pursuit. 4-man rush to the end zone. Touchdown, McMichaels! Stephen McMichaels getting it done on this drive.
Same route that got him down to that point where they could go for 6. McMichaels just runs it again, gets 6. And Vancouver, a little bit slower than they're used to, but they add more points to the board.
Stephen McMichaels. In his first season with Vancouver, spent previous season with Queen City. And I would bet he's liking it north of the border quite a bit. Chance to win makes it 45-17, and that man, Sully Richardson, and Logan Jack, as a matter of fact, as well, looking for answers and still have a quarter and a half of football to play. To win, set to kick off. Deep in the end zone. And kneeling that was a very relatable decision.
Yeah.
Well, it's time to let it all hang out now. Tommy Rahman in the backfield at fullback. Logan Jack behind him. 3 wide receiver set. 5 DBs on the field for Vancouver. Terrence Weary in motion. Zach Lee followed him and then decided not to. Richardson rolling out on first down. That is tipped. I think it was I think that was Stern again. Will Stern finds his way back to the stat sheet again with a pass deflection. It's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, they're thankful they got that pass breakup because that was looking close to being a DPI if the ball was a little bit closer to the area.
Rahman will stay in the game. Richardson again under pressure, trying to find a receiver. Finally sets his feet and delivers. And it's Chris Lee making a catch. Can he break the tackle? He does. 30, 20, 10. Nowhere to go. Touchdown. Chris Lee fighting tooth and nail to get his team back in this game. And is off to a great start so far. 80 yards for the touchdown.
You know, I understand, Josh, we're playing a 100-yard field, but the way these guys are playing, it's looking like it's 50 at best. What a catch from Chris Lee, and what a play to shed the tackler. He was gone. He could have showboated. He could have done a little jig, but alas, he knew it was more important to get in the end zone. And even though Vancouver has 45, LA ain't going down without a fight.
Chris Lee, absolutely ready for his close-up. 5 receptions, 186 yards, 2 touchdowns. Lindy adds the extra point. You see the drive summary there. Just 2 plays, that's all they needed. Guess how many points we've had in this game so far, Jack? Just take a guess.
69.
Nice.
These two teams are now banned from scoring the rest of the game. We need to have this stay consistent.
Awesome King. Up the middle this time. Brought down. We got a flag on the play. And we got a block in the back. And that is going to bring Vancouver back to the 13. An additional little shot in the arm for this Lycans defense after watching Chris Lee take it the distance as they watch from the sideline. And now Christian Brown almost in the shadow of his own goalpost. Logan Lee around the right side will get a yard and a few more. Looked like he was dead. And then snuck upfield up the sideline as if he were tiptoeing through a bed of tulips. Look at this. Like, how is he not out there? That's amazing.
The awareness. Like, he knew exactly where it was. And he knew not to step over that line.
Logan Lee has been magnificent in all phases tonight. And still in the game. Killian in motion here. Brown, 5-man rush from LA. And McMichaels cannot bring it in. That's going to be 2nd and 10. We've seen a lot of pressure from Lycats, bringing 5 and sometimes 6 rushers. And Christian Brown, that is one of the few times we have seen him falter. I think that's only his 2nd incompletion of the game. Second and 10 now. His first incompletion since the first quarter. And he will throw again here. He's hanging in the pocket. A really nice grab by Chris Curtis. Another one of the one-handed variety, and that will move the chains for the Legion.
You know, whoever's going to be clipping this game down and getting the highlights for it, I wouldn't be surprised if the highlight reel for this game is half the game's length. Look at these plays. It feels like everything is just a highlight at this point.
It really is magnificent.
Brings a tear to your eye.
Just 2 incompletions on the night for that man, Christian Brown. With plenty of football to go. A quarter and a half to be specific. Handing off to Redford. Redford gets a yard and then is greeted by Garrett Hudson, the 5th-year linebacker. 2nd and 8. Garrett Hudson does not have an incomplete pass on the night either. Probably because he's a linebacker. Twins to Brown's left. And now Killian in motion. Join the tight end on the right side. Lee in the backfield by his lonesome. He gets the call. Bounces to the right side. Shrugs off a defender. Out past midfield to the 40. And then finally steps out of bounds. Logan Lee still kicking butt and taking names here in the 3rd quarter.
Oh, jeez.
Boosh.
Oh, gosh. That's one of those plays where you just hear the pads pop, you know?
It's
One of those
heinous.
times where you feel alive. Put some hair on your chest.
I know most of the tour is over, but if I ever need to get Taylor Swift tickets, I'm sending Logan Lee to pick them up.
I think
That man
they're
will
moving
not be
around.
denied. Up the middle this time. That is Redford. Redford at least getting mixed in here. But Ace Blackwell bringing him down. The Legion, undeterred, will go right back to the line for 2nd and 9. Lee back in the game. Brown under pressure. Going to tuck it and go. It barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's Hudson again on the stop. And now decision time for Vancouver.
If this game is any indication, they can just throw it over the middle and someone will be there to make the greatest catch that we've ever seen.
You see the numbers there on Hudson. An outstanding game for the 5th-year linebacker. Big 3rd down. Vancouver on the Lycats side of the field. Ruiz in motion this time. Three-man rush. 8 in coverage. And making the catch is Curtis. And Curtis is going to step out of bounds before juking his way to the end zone. It's 1st and goal.
You know, I was reading in the chat someone say that they had run out of cream for Chris Curtis. Clearly they haven't.
No, sir.
Man's nearly got another touchdown, but the juke was just too nasty, and he stepped out of bounds. You know, if he had just toned down the nastiness just a little bit, just a teensy bit.
Cream for
would've
days.
Yeah, 103 yards worth of it.
Neither team has scored 50 points in the history of this series. Vancouver could do it here. Logan Lee trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. And guess who is there? It is Garrett Hudson once again, 2nd and goal.
Garrett Hudson seems like the only man out there who seemed to remember there was a game tonight and that you need to stop the rushing attack.
The Legion will try again, 2nd and goal. Lee gets the call up the middle. Nowhere to go. This time it's Tazzy Blackwell bringing him down. And now 3rd and goal. The Lycans trying to draw a line in the proverbial sand. And keep Vancouver out of the end zone. 4 wideouts. Lee, play action. The Browns going to throw to the end zone. That is knocked away, intended for Chris Curtis. And coming up with the stop is Ryan Proster.
And that was a great play on the defense.
That was nice.
Yeah, Vancouver going to have to settle for 3. Truly a tragedy when you're up by this much.
Most points ever scored in this series, 47 by Los Angeles in their season 17 game against Vancouver. And the Legion have just eclipsed that, now having doubled up Los Angeles 48-24. Now available, free to download. You can play the SFL video game on the go with the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus. It's an emulator for 4K 23 in the palm of your hand. Order your Retroid today at goretroid.com. Search SFL and download our mod at simulationfl.net/4K23. Retroid, the official console of the SFL. Los Angeles. Looking to do, if nothing else, a little damage control here. With just under 2 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Still a lot of football to go. And this offense having some bright spots for sure. Chris Lee with matching 80-yard touchdown catches. And there's going to be a flag there as Richardson was looking for LZ Pryor.
Yeah, it seemed like the defensive back was getting a little bit too close. A little bit too much on there, and like you can see it. Yeah, just ran into the pass. You can't do that. You just can't.
Vancouver with 48 points and just under 12 minutes of football to play. Have only hit that level a couple of times. In season 20, they beat Sioux Falls 45-28. In season 14, they beat Jacksonville 51-38.
Yeah.
But you got to go that far back to find a time where the Vancouver offense was this proficient over the course of a game. Vancouver yielding a first down to Logan Jack there. It'll be 1st and 10. And this Lycans offense trying to find some momentum.
Yeah, well, I mean, of course, Josh, you kind of leave off the most prolific moment in Vancouver's offensive history, but, you know, that was back at home for them.
Would that be the season 15 game against the Houston Hyenas?
Yes.
563 yards of total offense, or 563 passing yards, 138 rushing yards, en route to a 76-13 win over Houston in season 13 as Jack is brought down for a loss.
What's even funnier about that, Josh, and just kind of like a funny thing about that time frame, Houston, after that loss, still qualified for the playoffs. that same week.
That is remarkable. Tom Pepper threw for 541 yards and 6 touchdowns in that game. Sully Richardson throwing here for Tommy Rahman, and we're going to have another pass interference call. And I just saw Damon's message in the chat. Do not mention that game, please. Sorry, Damon. I retroactively take away that mention of the game, and that retroactive removal of that game brought to you by Retroid. Get your SFL console at retroid.com.
And that is what we call a 10 out of 10 ad placement. You know, I'm sure the Retroid team will be very happy with that one.
Richardson dealing, and that is knocked away. Mark Lopez saying, no, sir. But I'm just enjoying. I mean, we had 69 points on the board. We actually have 72 on the board now. I'm just impressed that I can not only do the math at this point, which is a victory for any Saturday night, really.
Yeah.
But just that we still have a quarter of football to go. We have no idea what's going to happen here.
Roger, some of the football games I was watching earlier today. You know,
and that's nearly knocked away. Well, it is knocked away. It nearly picked off.
I was going to say, saw some wild point totals earlier today. Saw like 73, 60, 66. Saw 81 from another team in the Pacific Northwest. That being the Oregon Ducks.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And not to oversell this, but this is still a 3-possession game.
Yeah. The fact that this is still competitive in any way is quite the testament.
Richardson throwing, finds Chris Lee, and Chris Lee delivers once again, getting his team into field goal range. Certainly that's a moot point now, but what a throw by Richardson.
Yeah, just found the window, threw to it. That's the past tense verb.
Richardson over the 350-yard passing plateau. And with more to come, that is deflected, looking for Lee again. Tipped, and so that is not pass interference.
Mm-hmm.
Heading into the week, Richardson 6th on the SFL leaderboard, averaging 254 passing yards per game. The man likes his volume, and who could blame him? Two-back set, Richardson in the shotgun this time. And they're going to shovel it off to Logan Jack, who hurdles the defender. And will get just a couple yards for his trouble. Drew Hamilton on the tackle. And that is going to be the end of the third quarter. Can I get some fours in chat, please? Plenty of football left. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube.
The Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Hopes to at least make it interesting, as they are working to the front porch here, trying to find the end zone. For the fourth time tonight, Richardson throwing, and that is caught! Terrence Weary finds the end zone on the first play of quarter number 4. And Los Angeles will have a chance to make this a 2-score game.
The ease of which he was found in the end zone wide open. I don't know if there's a miscommunication or a breakdown of the defense. Seems to be the case.
Remarkable.
Wow.
29-yard touchdown reception to the fourth-year man, Terrence Weary, on an 11-play, 56-yard drive. that obviously started in the third quarter. And they're going to kick the extra point to keep the margin at 17. Still a 3-score game at this point. Do you like the decision?
I
mean, does it matter? I think it kind of matters.
Yeah, I mean, like, it wasn't really that good of a maneuver, if I'm going to be brutally honest.
I mean, we have no idea what's going to happen here in the next 9.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Awesome,
but if there's
King.
any indication, analyzing historical trends, there will be points on the scoreboard.
Yes, I suspect there will be. And we're at 79 points right now.
Yeah.
Awesome,
Wouldn't
King.
be shocked if there was a few more.
Awesome, King, well over the 200-yard return yardage mark. And obviously went coast to coast on that kick return touchdown in the first half. And if you missed that, you can see that and all SFL action highlights on the SFL YouTube page. You can find that at simulationfl.net. Christian Brown has time. And finds Robert Redford, who's done a bit of a disappearing act in this game. Not a lot of volume for him. The Lycans fans understandably upset, but I think they just caught Vancouver on a great night. I think it's as simple as that.
Yeah. A night, too, where theoretically it should have been all about Robert Redford. Turns out it was all about the other running back, Logan Lee.
Curtis in motion, 2nd and 6. And the heavy set McMichaels and Stern leading for Lee, and Lee will barely get a yard here. And that man has had a terrific game as well. Garrett Hudson has been a force to be reckoned with. Unfortunately, you can only play one Garrett Hudson at a time per league rules. 8 tackles, a sack, 3 tackles for loss. Looking for one more. Brown throwing, and that is deflected. That's Jack Hacksaw coming up with a tip there. And now Vancouver's going to have to punt it away.
That was a good deflection, too, because a BK12 caught.
Oh, he's gone.
He might have been he would have been skedaddling for 6 extra points.
He'd have been running back up the PCH on his way to the border. Punt is away. Fair catch from Pryor at the 22-yard line. Actually, I don't think that is Pryor. That's Dorikas Iniguez. Iniguez handling most of the special teams duties tonight. So, Jack, let's say you had to pick a player of the game and Logan Lee was off the table. I think I would go with Garrett Hudson. Who would be your pick?
Yeah, Garrett Hudson or Christian Brown. Christian Brown's also been having a phenomenal game. And essentially mistake-free at that. Also, Chris Lee should be up there.
Chris Lee, obviously. 2 touchdowns, 200-ish yards from scrimmage, receiving yards. And we're hearing from Cameron Irvin that is the first punt from Vancouver in this game. Early in the fourth quarter.
That is something.
Richardson under pressure, throwing to the sideline once again, Chris Lee. You could set your watch to his steadiness. And that's another first down for LA. A nice little route here.
Yeah. It's wild the fact that Chris Lee is having the performance that he's having. And, there still is a debate. Just shows the wildness this game has been.
Yeah, usually 221 yards and 2 touchdowns is enough. Not in this game. Logan Jack, maybe a yard. 2nd and 9. I'm surprised LA's running it at all. Even to keep the Vancouver defense honest, I think you would want to try and get down the field here a little bit. Richardson. Under pressure, down he goes. That's DJ Woods, the rookie, coming in on the blitz. And that's why you run the ball, to avoid that fifth rusher coming in and just cleaning up. Terrific pressure by the rookie linebacker.
Yeah, it's been a while since we saw one of the quarterbacks have a bit of a struggle moment. Game really has had it all, hasn't it?
A little something for everybody. Just the way we love it. Richardson is going to tuck it and go. Maybe not the tuck part. Marquise Reed will bring him down. And we'll see if they go for it here on 4th and 7.
Might be a little bit close to their end of the field, but crazier things have happened. Yeah, they're going to punt.
Vancouver will get the ball back with just over 6 minutes to play. Killian at the 20. We'll get to the 23. I want to remind everybody there's more SFL football to come. That's happening tomorrow. Another SFL Sunday doubleheader kicks off at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, with the DC Dragons and Carolina Skyhawks square off in an Atlantic Division clash. Even more eyes will be on Alamo City and Seattle in the primetime window at 9 p.m. Eastern, plus Las Vegas, Sioux Falls at 6:45, and Houston, Minnesota at 9:15. It all happens tomorrow night on SFL YouTube. Check it out. I'm going to call your mom.
Oh, goodness. Now that's a threat.
Garrett Hudson, once again, refusing to go to that good night. It's like its crowd refusing as well. Brown pitching to Lee. For some reason, still in this game. Lee trucks a defender and will make it 3rd and interesting with less than 6 minutes to play. 9 tackles, 3 tackles for loss for the 5th-year linebacker, Garrett Hudson. And Logan Lee, that number says it all right there. 4 touchdowns, 1 through the air, 3 on the ground. Stephen McMichaels, the other Vancouver touchdown recipient. And Lee converts on the first down with 5.5 to play. One of the things that struck me about Vancouver when we were getting ready for this game, Jack, is just how many rookies they have, especially on the offensive side of the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including Zohar Lunar, who we haven't seen yet, since Sierra, another rookie wide receiver. Abad Ruiz had a catch as Lee gets out to midfield. And then, of course, Timothy Mossam King. Mossam King and Lee, obviously the biggest contributors. But that's not something you expect to see from an established franchise like Vancouver.
No, usually if you're so rookie heavy, that's usually a sign of a bit of regression. But in this game, I don't know. If you consider 48 points of regression, I don't know what sort of standards you're having for your offense.
Lee again, and it's dropped by you-know-who. Make that 10 tackles on the day for G. Hud. And if I say that another 7 times, I bet it'll stick. McMichael's in motion. Christian Brown now working the clock. Pitching to Robert Redford. Redford will make it 3rd and 6. Vancouver has 48 points. That is the highest point total from either team over the course of the series, dating all the way back to season 11. Like it's then the Chicago Wildcats dropped the first 2 games of that series before winning the next one in season 13. Oh, the pitch was
Ooh.
nearly picked off that time. And that will be another stop for Los Angeles and another stop for Garrett Hudson. G. Hud still on patrol.
You know, rare in a game where nearly 80 points are scored, can you really point to a single defensive player and be like, wow, he's having a great game. But Garrett Hudson, wow, he's having a great game.
That he is. Vancouver scored 51 against Mexico City a couple weeks ago. And then scored 35 in what was a close loss to Arizona. And this has been an offense on fire of late. LA's going to let this bounce. That should roll into the end zone, and it does. And it'll be Lycan's ball with 2:42 to play. Well, Jack, I just want to say it's been great to work with you again. I hope you've had a nice time, at least a tolerable couple of hours.
I'll take the tolerable rating.
Richardson looking for Pryor. That is complete, and now they will hurry up. That puts Richardson at 400 yards even. Richardson again. This time finding Weary. Terrence Weary, his second catch of the game. Three-man rush from Vancouver now. And that will fall to the turf. 2:18 remaining. That is Michael Lister celebrating a pass deflected.
Solid pass defense there. Not too much more to say on that.
Four wideouts. Backfield is empty for Solly Richardson. Three-man rush for Vancouver. Elsie Pryor makes the catch, has the first down. They're going to try and get another playoff before the 2-minute warning. Elsie Pryor over the 100-yard mark for the night. Richardson gets the play off. 8 in the backfield again, and that is picked off! 8 defensive backs, and it's Josh Fardsey, who is not a defensive back, but plays one on TV, coming up with his first pick of the game.
And that should seal it. The slightest of hopes that LA had to come back into this one dashed. Huge pick there from Vancouver, as we expect them to just be running out the clock now.
Second interception of the night for Solly Richardson. Logan Lee still in the game, with Vancouver leading by 17 at 2:01 to play. It looked like he was maybe a block away from breaking one more as we hit the 2-minute warning. Andy Hamilton's still doing some coaching over there. Let's put a pin in it. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Los Angeles, California, Josh Zirkle, Jack Brown in the booth, DR Sim, and Eddie Gage doing stats for us. Thank you, gentlemen. Cameron Irvine producing. Christian Brown handing off to Logan Lee. The Lycans. 48 points scored. And this is not even their best offensive performance of the season.
No.
Not even their best offensive performance of the last 3 weeks. And yet here they are, taking care of business in the division. This will put them at 3-2. And depending on what Seattle does or has done, they'll find themselves at the top. Logan Lee getting loose again. Down to the 40, to the 30, and then finally out of bounds. And this guy's not done yet.
Nah, he sees that there's still a minute 48 left. So he's going to put in a whole another minute and 48 seconds of effort. It ain't over till it's over, he says.
222 yards on the ground averaging almost 9 yards a pop. Meanwhile, Louisiana taking care of business against Queen City. We don't have an update for you, visually at least, but they currently lead 45-16. Safe to say that game is well in hand. Not unlike this one, although Logan Lee might be looking for his 5th touchdown of the game. Still in, despite his team with a 17-point lead, and he gets the call again. No, it's Robert Redford, excuse me. And who is calling timeout here? Is that Vancouver?
I think so.
Oh, I don't know about that. It looks like LA is calling timeout.
Yeah.
Well, LA scoring on the first play of the 4th quarter to make it a 16. Had a chance to take the margin down to 16 had they gone for 2 and gotten it, and they chose not to do that, but are calling timeout here. There's Logan Lee once again. Barreling a defender, and that's going to be a first down. Tazzy Blackwell got the free ride there. Logan Lee just spun over her. Here's a note from the Vancouver stats office. The rushing single game record, 296 yards by Robert Redford at season 15. It does not look like that record is going to fall tonight as Christian Brown gets into victory formation.
Very close down for Logan Lee. Still a phenomenal performance. Yeah, it's not to take away from the performance he put up tonight.
Vancouver will host Portland next week. Los Angeles heads to Houston. And that before both teams enjoy a Week 8 bye. And then after the bye, Vancouver will face currently undefeated Fort Worth. And then Los Angeles heading to Arizona. A lot to look forward to as the SFL season is fully underway. The GGs are out in chat. Big shout out to the most high-profile stats truck of all time, Damon Simeon and Eddie Gage. You've heard them in the booth, and they do the numbers at least just as well, if not better. Thank you, gentlemen, for your service tonight. The indefatigable Cameron Irvine producing another wonderful game. Thank you as well, sir. Thank you for watching. Thank you for participating in this wonderful thing we call the SFL. 10 seconds remaining. In a 4th and 15, Christian Brown is going to let the clock run out. Congratulations to the Vancouver Legion. 48-31, your final score. Jack Brown, your thoughts on the game?
Well, if you liked offense, this certainly was the game for you. Vancouver blitzed out in the lead, never looked back. Over 900 yards of total offense through just 40 minutes of play. What a game. The Pacific Division always in it for these big offensive contests.
A fun game to watch, an even better game to call. So glad you were here to enjoy it with us. For Damon Simeon, Eddie Gage, Cameron Irvine, and of course Jack Brown, my name is Josh Circle. Thank you for watching the SFL, presented by APM Music on YouTube. Until next time, we will see you on the internet. Congratulations to the Vancouver Legion.